From the Daily Mail. ICE agent involved in deadly shooting of Renee Nicole Good, identified as Jonathan Ross. Right now, everyone is talking about this. I saw Donald Trump talking about this. I saw Kristi Noem talking about this. And of course, they say that it was justified. And in my opinion, by looking at this video, it probably was justified. It is very, very close between being justified and murder. The thing about it is, police officers seem to be held to a different standard, and it's actually a lower standard than you and I would be. Personally, I think that if they use deadly force, they should be treated the same way in court as, say, you or I having to use deadly force. If it wouldn't be legal for you or I to use deadly force in a situation to save our own lives, to prevent, sorry guys, to prevent bodily injury of yourself or someone else, then it should be tried the same way as murder. Murder charges should be brought up. If it be self-defense for you or I and a police officer involved in the same type situation, the same rules should apply to the police officers and to civilians when it comes to using deadly force. Because either way, someone is shooting someone else, someone is killing someone else, or trying to shoot and kill someone else. So we should all be seen in the same justice system the same. But however, we all know that isn't the case. Police officers can get by with a lot of things that you and I can't. They can shoot people and kill people in situations that you and I will get life in prison for. And it should not be that way. It should be the same rules. If deadly force is going to be used, it should be the same rules as you and I. In my opinion, you might disagree, and that's fine, but that's one way of, you don't supposed to have two sets of rules for, because someone has a federal job or a law enforcement job over, you or I defending ourselves or defending someone else. Deadly force shouldn't be used by us or the police unless it is to save our own lives, self-defense. Someone's trying to kill you, someone is shooting at you, has a knife, has 3 or 4 people coming at you, you're a really smaller guy, older woman, and some big guy's coming after you, you're a woman and have a guy trying to beat you to death, something like that should be justifiable. Trying to run over top of you with a car, justifiable. But there should be the same rules for police as civilians, but police officers, federal, local, all of these people have what's called implied immunity. Pretty much immune from prosecution, period. And Donald Trump, when he first sworn in, signed an executive order to even expand this even further. So we're heading more into a police state. But this right here, this shooting from the video, like I said, it's really, really close. It's probably justifiable from what I've seen in the video, but it could go either way, depending on who's looking at it, I guess, and who is in court, who is the judge, who is the jury. If it even goes to court, I say it probably won't. I'd say it'll be swept under the table, and he'll probably be given a medal. But like I said, it probably was self-defense. Anyway, I'm rambling on now. The ICE agent who fatally shot Renee Nicole Good has been identified as Jonathan John Ross. Ross is an experienced officer who last year suffered gruesome injuries as he tried to arrest an illegal immigrant sex offender. He's the same ICE agent who got dragged by a car 50 feet back in June, so he has a history. An FBI agent who spoke to the Daily Mail on condition of anonymity confirmed. Good, 37, was shot and killed on Wednesday afternoon while she was driving an SUV down a street where ICE agents were on duty. Multiple videos show the agent, identified as Ross, opening fire on Good and hitting her in the face while she was behind the wheel. The Trump administration says Good was a professional agitator who had been stalking federal agents. But Democratic officials in Minneapolis have said her shooting was murder. Like I said, it's very, very close right there. Good and her wife, Rebecca, are understood to have fled the U.S. after Donald Trump's victory in 2024, going briefly to Canada before settling in Minneapolis. So she was a die-hard, far-left liberal. However, that still doesn't mean that she should be murder. But like I said, this looks like self-defense, but it's right there on the edge of not being. So we'll see what happens about this. I would say nothing whatsoever at all. And probably from what I've seen, like I said, probably self-defense. State and local officials demand ICE leave Minnesota after Good's death, but Homeland Security DHS boss Kristi Noem has said agents are not going anywhere. And there's the agent. Looks like two AR-15 or M16 magazines here, M4 magazines right here looks like, and his tactical gear and his body armor and everything. Here, his cell phone in his hand with his mask on. And here's the woman that was shot. But anyways, guys, let's go in here and watch this video. Let me expand this out so we can see it better. And I will mute my mic. You can see right there, he's the one that shot 3 times. And it was very, very close. He could have got out of the way if he wanted to. He was already out of the way, it looked like. Her wheels were turned that way, heading out that way. So, if you slow it down and look at it, it looks like his life wasn't in immediate danger. It was really, really close. So, it's difficult to tell from this angle, too. But I think probably it was justified because she was, it's just right there, man. This is a difficult one. But I would say justified. But like I said, very, very close to being murder. Let's look at this again. So you can see here, they go up to the automobile, the ICE agents do. I'm not sure what this vehicle here is doing sitting here with the door open. I don't know for sure. And I read that it is her girlfriend, her wife, that is filming this. So she got out, maybe in this vehicle here, and was filming this on her cell phone. And that's her, you can hear in the background screaming. But you can see here, they're coming up to the car. The agent there puts his hands in the car, and he's right here. He's trying to open the door, what he's trying to do. And I don't know if her window is down or not. It looks like it might be down actually, but it's hard to tell. Sometimes the back windows are tinted, and then the front windows aren't. But he's trying to get the door open right here, as you can see. Here's backup following him. Can't see the other officer. Maybe this vehicle here might have been the other officer's vehicle, actually, blocking the road right here. That's probably what it was. This may be the other ICE agent's vehicle, and he's gotten out here. I would say that's what it is. Anyway, you can see here, she backs up. And she backs up, I believe, because this guy here is standing in front of her. That's why she's backing up for, because he is directly in front of the vehicle. This other officer here, the one that does the shooting, is in front of the vehicle, and she sees him in front of the vehicle. That's why she's backing up for, because she's trying to get where she can back up and get around and get back out this way. So you can see she backs up, and then she starts to go forward, and he's getting his gun out. You can't see him. He's behind this guy here, but he's getting his gun out there. I seen him drawing his sidearms. You can see drawing his sidearm, and you can see her wheels is turned right here. She's not trying to hit the guy. She's trying to get away because her wheels are turned. She's not actually attempting to murder him, but she's definitely putting everyone at risk with her actions here. So you can see here, he had room to get away fairly easily. He did get away, but he opened fire 3 times, and 2 times were when she was fleeing the scene, actually. Right there. And then she leaves here and crashes over here because she's been shot in the head. And when he shoots 2 more times, you can see her still yet speeding off, and she crashes right over there in those other cars here. And there they go over there. You can see the smoke over here when they crash. Here's the car, and here's smoke. I don't know. I haven't even watched as far up. There's other law enforcement there anyway. You can see, goes to the car, tries to get the car open. This guy here must be the other ICE agent, and got out of his vehicle, and he's trying to stand in front. You'd think after him being dragged already by a vehicle, he wouldn't be standing in front of it. Actually, be standing in front of it. You can see right here, and he's already got his hand down his gun right here. He's ready to draw it out. And this is when she's backing up, actually. My mouse is trying to screw up here for some reason again. I want it to work. Anyway, he's already getting his gun out, and you can see her wheels was turning, so she wasn't trying to hit the guy. You can see here he's shooting right through the window as she's fleeing the scene. He already shot her in the head one time from the front, and he shoots 2 more times right here. So it's, boy, I don't know. I saw Judge Andrew Napolitano, that's hard to say, it's an Italian name, say that it was obviously murder. He looked at the thing, and he's a judge. He knows the law better than I do, and he says it was murder. Very close. Very, very close. The first shot maybe could have been justified. The next 2 to the side of the window when she's trying to flee, they could justify that by saying she might be a danger on the highway to someone else, maybe. I mean, it's really iffy. But you have cops that are trigger happy. They are really, really trigger happy. And we know this. We've seen videos of this. I saw a video here a while back of a couple years ago that 2 cops in this black lady's house, and she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And everything was going good, and she just said that because she's kind of mental. And she was at the stove, and the officer told her to go turn the water off. It's on the stove. So she goes over there to the stove and is turning the water off, and she comes out and says, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And he comes and he says something. He pulls his gun out, shoots her in the head 2 times, and murders her right there in her own home. No reason whatsoever at all. And he said that he was afraid she's going to throw boiling water on him. Didn't even threaten him with boiling water, nothing like that. She just said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And we see a lot of cops like this that are just trigger happy. They're ready to start shooting. Their fingers are itching all the time, ready to kill somebody. So it's really, really close. This right here is. But that applied immunity about everything, I mean, that's bullshit in my opinion. They just have to follow the same laws as you and I do. And if this was you and I right here, and we've been in a road rage incident, which is kind of what this would have been considered as, if it had been us, and this happened, and we shot somebody in their vehicle like this that's trying to flee, we'd be put in jail for murder. We'd be in jail for murder in the same situation. This is a road rage incident, and the other vehicle, we got out of our vehicle, and this other vehicle backed up and tried to get away, and we shot through the windshield 2 times to the side glass. We'd be on trial for murder. We'd be in prison for murder. We'd never get out of prison. But if you're a cop, you can get by with it. And that's what they know. So that's why they're so trigger happy. But this right here, the first shot could have been justifiable. The second 2, probably not. I'm not a judge, not a lawyer, not on a jail room to give you my opinion here. Like I said, according to Judge Andrew Napolitano, it was murder. And he should be put in prison. The ICE officer should be. Anyway, give me your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully.